Welcome to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
I'm Rebecca Plum, your big sister.
And I'm Shaun Surha, your GBF.
We're not that hot or that young.
But we believe it's a state of mind that helps us build adaptable and profitable businesses.
We rely on the support of our design besties to get through each day.
So let's explore the emotional, practical, and humorous sides of being interior designers.
Welcome to the club.
Hey, Shaun.
What's up, Rebecca?
We have another fun guest today. Welcome, Patrick Maziarski from Beau Geste. Hi,
Thank
Patrick.
you. Hi, guys. How are you?
Oh, just dandy. Just surviving in this blissful 90-degree LA heat. But what's new, right?
I love a Southern Californian summer, which I should probably say to our guests. Tell our guests where you are so they know.
My studio is in beautiful Hollywood, California.
Ooh, right in the heart of it.
Oh, yeah, the heart of it all. If you're from here, you know that's nothing to write home about. But yes.
It's always, every time people say the word Hollywood, I'm transported to Pretty Woman. Is welcome to Hollywood. What's your dream? Like,
yes.
Every time. So yeah, welcome to the pod.
Thank you guys for having me. This is great. I love it.
Okay, you were just starting to tell us that you might have some Canadianisms coming out. So, can you give us a little bit of your backstory? Like, where you're from?
Totally. So I'm from a small Air Force town just outside of Toronto, Canada. And I moved here 13 years ago to study design, but also obviously to move to LA. So you know what? Most people do not think I'm from anywhere in particular until I say like house or about or out or couch. And then they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What just happened there? And they'll give me like a little smirk and I'll be like, I'm from Canada. So I can get away with it most of the time. And I'm used to saying sofa instead of couch now because I'm just like stop or like house or home instead of house. You know, like I have those.
It's more chic anyway.
Totally. Chesterfield. Well, that's a dead giveaway that I'm Canadian if I say Chesterfield. Jeez,
oh, you
Louise.
would say that?
Maybe for a Chesterfield. I mean, I feel like that's a particular style.
It is.
I know, yeah.
My sister-in-law is from Winnipeg, so
I was
catch
born
them coming out.
I was born just outside of Winnipeg in Portage La Prairie, Manitoba.
That's where I think her family's from. I feel like I've heard that. I haven't been there before yet.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was born into an Air Force family. So I was born in Portage La Prairie and then we moved to Trenton, Ontario, which is where I grew up, most of my life. So crazy small
she
world.
Makes it sound so beautiful too. Like I want to go visit someday. Not in the winter,
It is
but
beautiful. No, not in the winter. In the winter, it is deadly.
she used to ice skate to work.
No, my God, no.
In a like a Hans Christian Andersen book or something.
Can you imagine? Kids, I used to have to ice skate to school, up and downhill, both ways. Like
that's
literally.
Wild.
We lived for 3 years. For 3 years, my family and I lived in Ottawa, which is the nation's capital. And my dad worked in a building right next to the Rideau Canal, which is famous for ice skating in the winter. So he could literally, he wouldn't ice skate from home to work, but you could throw on some skates and go for a little workout on the ice midday. Anyways, yeah. So I'm from Canada. I love my roots. I love my home country, especially now. Is Canada even still an ally with the States? I don't even know, but sure.
Then wait. We should
probably
talk
it political for no reason. I'm
not
sorry.
not at all, because we don't. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
That Canada looks lovely. In fact, I was talking to a friend she's just like, Canada looks so attractive every day, and sometimes it does.
Yeah,
I know. I'm like, if my brother's married to a Canadian, does that somehow
kind of help me?
How far? I don't think it does.
Yeah. There must be some siblings in there that you can marry. I don't know.
Well, she's kind
my
of
husband
committed to
probably
a
wouldn't
path.
appreciate that.
Should have chosen a Canadian. Hate to say
I
it.
know.
Should have married a Canadian.
Seriously.
I know you're advocating for Canada, but you said you came here to study design. Was that a life path change from when you were coming from Canada? Had you studied design there yet? What did that look like?
My life and career has always been creative. I wanted to study. I wanted to be a filmmaker in high school. I went to college to study film theory and production. And then after college, I ended up working in reality television.
Really?
I got some stories, girl. And yeah, so I wasn't necessarily like in film, but I was always in a creative field. And I did do quite a bit of production design and like set deck early in my career. Did some like music videos and stuff when I was, working odd jobs. And I always knew I loved that side of things. And then it kind of just migrated towards directing and producing. But as a kid, like all of our stories, I'm sure we were like redecorating our bedrooms. And even though both my parents are retired Air Force, but my mom was very much like a hobby seamstress, like a hobby. Like she loved to like play house, really. And that was her creative outlet during a military career. So literally, I remember being like 5 or 6 years old and her taking me to Fabricland and being like, pick the fabric you want. And she would make like drapes and a matching duvet cover for me. And I was spoiled.
I remember looking through the wallpaper books and like seeing they used to have the wallpaper with a matching border that would like go with the it's
So
like a collection.
1991 core, I love it.
I totally.
Yeah.
Homemaking is such an honest and real part of what we do as designers, that we are homemakers. It's maybe it's going to be different, but like your mom was doing that for you and your family, and then it influenced you. Like it's beautiful.
Oh, I attribute so much of my creativity, my personality, all that stuff to my mother. So shout out to Louise. What's up?
Hi, Louise.
But yeah, so I did that at an early age, but then kind of like got into filmmaking and like got the family handy cam, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna record stuff and make movies. Never thinking of design as a profession. Then did TV. And it wasn't until I worked on a couple TV shows that really kind of affected me and I became so disenchanted with the industry that I thought to myself, what other creative avenue could I look into? And this was like when I was 26, 27. So I didn't work in TV that long after college, but I knew that I had to make a pivot. Plus, caveat, I was dating someone at the time on and off who had moved to LA. And we were in an on phase. And I was like, well, I'm thinking about going back to school and you live in LA now. So let's kill two birds with one stone. Long story short, broke up with him a month after getting here. But, it bought me here.
He got you here. He wasn't meant to.
Many relationships are just about migration and immigration.
Totally. Sometimes to Canada, sometimes to Los Angeles,
It's
whatever.
just a way to anchor and get here,
Exactly.
And like have the courage sometimes.
Yes.
And I would imagine that like being in TV production, like so much of that factors into your skill set today that you probably didn't even realize like you would be taking that with you.
Absolutely. You took the words out of my mouth. Like production, running a production and all the scheduling and moving parts and different departments and crews is just like executing a design project. It's so similar and really trained my brain to think of all these moving parts in kind of a different way. So I'm very grateful that I had that experience just to get it, because so many people in our industry are incredibly talented, but the one kind of thing that they miss is that oversight or that project management to see all the moving parts and to think about what's coming next or how this will affect, we have a shoot date coming up. What's going to affect that, I was just talking to a client about shooting their project, and he's a filmmaker. And it's like, we're going to treat this like, we have a location for 3 days, and we're going to do this, set up, and then we're going to strike, and you never will know that we were there. So like, it's very, very similar. Yeah.
That probably makes it so much easier, like such a shorthand to tell someone like they already have in their head all that involves. And so
to have a filmmaker client?
But yeah, just to say like, hey, I can't wait to take photos of your project. And they already know what that looks like, feels like, the vibe, the energy.
They know it's going to be a mess. Like they know it's not permanent. They're not going to be stressed about seeing equipment everywhere.
Like what
when
an
I
easy
say the
shorthand.
Word strike, they know what it means,
Yeah.
That's a fun shorthand to have with a client.
Totally.
It's kind of a flex.
Very appreciative.
I'm thinking of one of our hotties who I've actually met with in person, who's in and around Greater LA, and she has a similar experience of just realizing that the industry around production is really shrinking, and people who thought they had really stable careers for a long time have in the last few years realized that that's not the case anymore. And I think that was part of her shift into design as well, was like this idea that I kind of already know what that looks and feels like and how to do it. And it's not innate in everybody to have that mind that can keep track of all the types of details that we do and all those, like the moving Gantt chart of everything that's constantly shifting.
Like
If you
working
move,
backwards.
yeah, like if you move my one domino, like it is going to launch another 400 of them. So like let's think about it before we start knocking things down. And then having an idea, even in the bigger sense of budget, and knowing that a production budget is a real budget and it can get down to the nickels and dimes if it has to.
Yeah.
And learning how to like sweet talk people that you need to do stuff. Like
Totally.
that's such a huge part of our job is like, I won't call it manipulation, but like
No, I mean,
influencing.
at the end of the day, it's
Yeah,
relationships. You know,
Influence.
if you have, just like with clients or with whatever, you have a shorthand with your vendors and your trades. And if you develop that relationship, it just becomes second nature. And you can be like, Gary, come on.
Come
Yeah, I
on.
know.
Like,
we
I know
talked
it
about
doesn't.
this.
Gary,
And
you
you're-
know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to say next? Can you get it done tomorrow? Great.
That's-
Thanks, man. You're the man.
That's the
Love
production energy of it. When I'm when I
Yeah.
talk to contractors and I'm saying, is this like hey, like your Gary example, like the contractors, like, Gary, is this a skill issue or a will issue? Like, I know you can do this, but do you want, like, I know you don't want to do this, but like, can we make the client happy, please? Like,
Oh my
please.
God. Is this a skill issue or a will issue? I am using that.
Put it on
Steal
a
it.
t-shirt.
I didn't make it
Yeah.
up. I got it. Who knows where I got it from over the years? But
Must
it
have
comes
seen it on
down,
a bumper sticker somewhere.
it comes down to like, is this just you don't want to or you can't? And
Yeah.
usually they hate the one thing you never want to tell a contractor is like if you underestimate their skill or capability, which is kind of why
That's the
going back-
manipulation part
that's
I'm
the
talking
manipulation.
about. Yeah.
Is like, oh, is it just that you can't do it this way? Like you don't think it'll look good if you do it? And they're like, no, I could do it. I'm like, oh, okay, so when are you going to do it? Like,
Yeah.
let's go. Like you told them you would do this little thing for them and make it look special, or you would finish this extra detail on the
You
carpentry.
can miter
Like,
that tile.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, the age-old
that.
debate, the age-old
know.
argument.
Yep. Okay, so you came to, where did you go to school? Did you say that?
I did UCLA's extension
Architecture?
program. Yep.
Oh, fantastic.
Architecture.
Architecture. So many
And
people
really, I
did
had
that.
been hearing about it because before I actually moved here, when the ex was here, I was visiting him for, chunks of time between, TV contracts. And coincidentally, a friend of mine, kind of like this tertiary friend from Vancouver, I went to college in Vancouver. And this guy was on, okay, this is actually a crazy story, but I love to share it. I was living with my best friend in college. She's still my best friend to this day, in this condo building in Vancouver. And I remember one night, junior or senior year, I was at home on a weekend, just having a quiet wine night. And I turned on the W Network, which is like the women's TV channel in Canada, but it was kind of like lifestyle shows. And they had a show, which I think was maybe like one of the first kind of like staging shows, or maybe the only staging shows. And it was called The Stagers. And it was a Vancouver-based TV reality show about staging, like homes for sale, when staging was sort of first becoming like a big industry in like 2007, 2006, I'm gonna say. And I remember watching The Stagers and seeing this cute guy on The Stagers, and I knew it was filmed in Vancouver. So I went onto Facebook, which was early Facebook, and looked him up, found him, added him on Facebook in a bit of a wine haze. He messages me and says, "Hey, you live in my building, right?" And I go, "Oh my God." He's like, "Yeah, I've seen you in the elevator." And I'm like, "Oh my God, he's right. He lives in my building. I never see him again." From that moment of correspondence, I don't see him again in the building. And then I moved back to Toronto right after college. Cut to us being Facebook friends for years and years and years. I'm starting to like visit LA. He has since moved to LA, started working with like Meredith Bear. He worked with Meredith Bear for a chunk of time and then started his own staging company. But I'm like, "Hey, Matthew, not sure if you remember me. I was your neighbor in Vancouver, but I'm thinking of moving to LA to become an interior designer and go to school. Can we like reconnect?" And he's like, yeah, absolutely. Come, like, shadow me, come to this project, come to that project.
Aw.
Like, if you scroll back on
Wow.
Instagram far enough, you'll see a picture I took during one of those visits when him and his assistant were with the terrazzo person at one of his Beverly Hills project. And I was learning about like how to throw, like how they did terrazzo, like real poured in place terrazzo. So he kind of took me under his wing. And when I moved to LA, he was kind of like my mentor. So it was great. And it wasn't weird at all.
But
What
that's
if
so weird, like, that you just randomly had the impulse to connect with him and you didn't even realize
I
you
know.
already
No,
were
because the
connected?
universe wanted him to be in your orbit later. Like
Yes.
And it
the
kind of
universe,
seems like he wanted to be in yours too, because he'd already spotted
Maybe.
you.
Maybe.
if he had
maybe.
already spotted you in the building but then not said anything about it, that's really funny.
Yeah. It was
But
so
did you-
cute.
also,
Like,
but
did you
also
play it
gays
off?
clock each other everywhere. Like
we sure
I'm
do.
on vacation and I'm like, there's the gays, they're gay. And then I'm like, lesbians, there's lesbians. Like
Yeah.
we do that with each other where we're just
There's
out and I'm
lesbians.
like, we're here, we made it. Like
Yeah. God. And
even
I
if you
also,
don't talk to anybody.
one of the things I love about LA is talking to like Instagram, like celebs,
Oh,
like
yeah.
on the street. Yesterday, you know, the guy who like did the impression of the pigeon who ended up in like Dan Levy's TV show for a minute. Did you guys watch his new show?
Um, oh shoot, what's his name?
Big Mistakes or Big
Yeah,
I know
Mistakes?
you
yeah.
were. Oh, I forget his name.
I
Anyway,
watched it.
continue.
Yeah, with the
So you
curly hair. I literally was driving like to the gym last night and I saw him and I was like, if I was on the street with him, I'd be like, you're hilarious, man. But anyways, I
That's
digress.
funny.
I
What's
love
your
that.
dream? What's your dream?
You were meant to
Back
come
Hollywood.
back. That's why it stands out. Like you
Yeah.
were meant to reconnect with that. Where did that take you in your like as you are right now? Like you where did it go from there?
Well, so eventually I did like, when I was in school, eventually I did like an official internship with him. So like I worked with him and did some staging. But
He really
otherwise
said ally. He was an ally.
he was an
Yeah.
ally. Sure. But no, like when I moved here, I kind of hit the ground running, just shadowing another designer who I had met through my ex. She was part of like the friend group. So I got her in the divorce and I kind of shadowed her and she gave me that real life, you know, street smarts side of the education that the school didn't give. You know, I learned studio right away with her like 13 years ago. Like, you know, I
Wait,
saw
like
the way
OG studio designer where it was like
studio designer.
yeah,
was
it was
really
like Windows
ugly.
95. Like
It was much, I mean, it was much the same as it is now. I mean, are you guys using Studio? It is scorching up
Yes.
a storm these days. No offense,
They're-
Studio. I still love you, but come on.
They've been making
They're-
a lot of changes.
they've been doing upgrades and changes that I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, they're working on, they're cooking. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, so I kind of worked with her, worked with him a little bit, and then right out of school, I got a job with a West Side designer / developer, and we were doing like Abbott Kinney, like multi-million-dollar like beach homes. And the great thing about cutting my teeth at that firm was like limitless budgets. The pressure
Mhm.
was kind of off because there were no clients really. It was all like developed to
Oh,
sell.
spec.
that makes
Um,
sense.
Yeah, and so I got to kind of like learn as I went, and then that firm kind of had to. It didn't shut down, but like there wasn't enough work and it wasn't sustainable, so she had to kind of like cut the office in half, and I was one of the people let be let go. So I went to a Pasadena company, a small firm that actually started out as a staging firm, and then I mean I do like to toot my own horn, but I kind of came in as the designer to a staging company, and I was like, I really want to do design. I don't want to do staging, and started bringing in the design projects and kind of built the design side of that business.
Oh.
And then
That's
I
when
left.
I started following you, I think, as that transition was
probably,
happening. Yeah.
That, I mean, I was, again, that working at that firm, and especially when the pandemic hit, allowed me to like work independently on so
Mm.
many projects and being every person on a couple projects, which gave me the confidence to be like, oh, I can run my own situation.
I am running
I
these
am running my own
projects.
situation. So I was there for 4 years though, and then left about coming up 5 years ago, and started my own firm, Beau
Oh,
Geste.
wow.
So yeah, that's kind of like the summary, the chronological
Like
series of events.
Marvel
Your origin
superhero
story.
origin story.
Yeah. But I mean, moving to LA and studying design in this city was kind of a dream because we were sent out on these field trips to like downtown LA to like study, you know, all there's so much architecture that people just walk by in LA, you know, Roman, Gothic, like, you know, Bostonian, like there's everything here.
There's so many revival styles of architecture here at like that boom era of old Hollywood kind of. And just to see that, like, wow, like, I mean, it's kind of too bad when you think about it because
there's like crumbling on the.
some of them are like falling apart now, and then you look at like we have like Beau Art style buildings in downtown LA, and then you come like out to where like I'm in Long Beach, which is like kind of the suburbs essentially.
But there's some
And
good architecture in
of
Long
course,
Beach.
absolutely, but then you get all that like 1950s, everything is the same, and like there was no revival, and I just feel like there's so many. Obviously, there's enough ugly houses for everybody, but there's something about that like romance of
That's
LA.
what we depend on.
Yeah, there's enough romance in all of those older properties that's the dream that probably attracts so many people to greater LA, is all those like moments of surprise and delight that happen in the architecture and the vibes, and really like 2 blocks makes a difference neighborhood to neighborhood, and it's kind of fun. Like,
I'm nestled. So my office, despite it being in Hollywood, is 2 blocks away from Los Feliz, where I used to live. I was right up here in Los Feliz. Now I live in Highland Park, but my office is still here. And I'm literally nestled between 3 Frank Lloyd Wrights. There's the Murder House there, there's the Ennis House there, and there's the Hollyhock House right there. Like, I can take my friends on architectural tours, like just
Like a
by
little
walking up my front
tour.
door. Yeah.
while
So
walking to get lunch. Like, that's
exactly,
the cool
exactly.
part.
You see that up there?
That's
Anyways,
fantastic.
yeah.
So 5
So,
years now is Studio Beau Geste.
and what does your team look like? Do you have one?
Our team is great, despite what it looks like behind me. Sent everyone
It's
home for the
Well,
day.
you can't record
Friday.
with people behind you.
Exactly,
No.
exactly. No, we have a team of 4 officially, 2
Okay.
designers, myself as the principal procurement manager, and also have like a couple freelance subcontractors, someone who kind of helps me with more administrative and back end like admin stuff. I obviously have a bookkeeper, and who else do I have? I mean, obviously we outsource for so many things, but the core team is 3/4, me, Carissa, Kaz, and Laura. And we just actually had to say goodbye, not in a bad way, to one of our designers. He went to a big architecture firm. I think he wanted like a bigger, you know, not Gensler, but Gensler type of like experience. And we're still a very humble company here. But we're growing steadily. Like, we're really growing steadily. And in terms of like trajectory, I don't know if you guys caught wind of like the pivot that I did a couple years ago. I kind of unofficially partnered with a developer to start like a new entity called Council Design Group. Because we were kind of working on all these development projects together, and he had become a licensed contractor recently. So we tried our hand at like doing this kind of like design build firm situation. And it was great, but he not to get into it if we don't need to, but like,
We don't got to get into whatever you don't want to.
he lost his home in Altadena.
Oh, shoot.
And so when that happened, the trajectory of our business kind of pivoted, and he is going to be spending the next, like, he rebuilt his own home already for his family. Like, he did that first and foremost. And he's going to be rebuilding wildfire projects for the next 2 to 3 years.
Whoa.
So where the original kind of like benefit to each other was there, as me as the designer, him as the contractor, kind of went away because I can't bring him in to any of my projects as the contractor anymore. So at the turn of the new year, we were kind of like, you know, let's just kind of go back to our own entities. And that's when I kind of started to look back at Beau Geste and be like, oh, I kind of forgot about my baby. It was always there. But like ever since January, I've been like, okay, we're Beau Geste and better than ever.
I'm
And like,
seeing you on
Love
there with your
that.
reels and your
that's
talking
what
head.
I'm
It's
trying to lean
great.
into that. And it's still a thing that I'm like not comfortable with. Obviously, I'm not shy to speak or to like be candid, but when the lens turned on me, I was like, okay, this is weird. Is this self-indulgent? Like, what is going on?
No.
Every
Like,
thought comes to your mind.
It
Yeah,
every
you're
seems
like,
thought.
really natural. You do not seem uncomfortable at all. And like I see the storytelling in it, and Yeah.
But I'm glad you said that because there are a lot of, I do think that it's just like we hear it from our hotties that are listeners. Like they get in their heads about it. It's a reality. Like it's, it's weird. It feels weird. And yes, you do it a lot, but it's not our full-time gig to always be talking at that way with people. And so,
Did you guys feel a certain way when you guys started the podcast? Like, what are we doing? Are we putting this out there? Or were you guys like, fuck it?
I still pretend that no one's listening.
Rebecca won't even listen to the episode. Like I only in the last like 2 years, well, my life got real busy, but the last 2 years, I really wasn't listening to episodes anymore. But for a while, I was like listening to them after they'd come out more from like a reminder of what we talked about, but also quality assurance. And sometimes it's hard to be, it's like probably like a newscaster reading the news. They might not remember what they read sometimes. And
I don't remember anything.
So then I go back to an episode. I'm like, oh, that was a great nugget. Write that down. And I'm like, why wasn't, it's like when you're in it and we're talking with guests or talking with each other, I'll sometimes go back and listen. But I don't know. I feel like we just kind of did a degaff and we're like, we don't give a fuck. Like, let's just go. Like, let's listen.
It's different when there's guests and like it's a different experience because this is the first time I've talked to you. But like Shaun and I talk here with the microphone and then we talk offline. And so it's sometimes I just don't remember like what was recorded and aired publicly. Also, I just think like, yeah, I don't know. I have to give myself amnesia so I don't like cringe or like
it's probably best
overthink.
not to think about it too much. Yeah.
I don't need to get canceled.
Let go and let God.
No, but like one day it is kind of wild to think that as designers, we do put a lot out there of ourselves more than most people on this planet will ever do. So I just keep trying to remind myself that me just posting my face on an Instagram story or a post or talking to a camera is more than what, probably 80, I don't know, I'm making up numbers, 80% or more of the people in the world will probably never do that. So it's like an accomplishment just to get to that place where you're brave enough to be seen by others and heard by others. And then none of us are shy about telling people our opinions. We do it with our clients and contractors all damn day. So this is just like a natural extension.
I will say also that my pivoting fully back to Beau Geste, and committing to like not rebuilding, but like solidifying what I already had and building the ethos a little more specifically. I also think this might go for all of us, but putting yourself out there also reinforces the type of energy or clientele you're bringing towards you. And if I'm just posting like super perfect work without my personality behind it, people that I might not get along with might come. And that's happened in my career where, I might rub them the wrong way when they finally get to know how I am or how, rambunctious I am or that I swear and say inappropriate things and, whatever. But I like that because every time I post something, I see me losing followers and gaining followers. Like it almost like breaks even every time. And hopefully that changes to just gaining. But I feel like I'm weeding out the people who maybe hear that I'm gay and they're like, oh, delete, unfollow. Yeah. And I'm like,
can you imagine a gay man in design? What? Like, Jesus.
I'm in Southern California.
My middle America heart could never. No offense,
it's attract and repel. Like some people might follow you for a while and listen, and then they're like, actually, nah, that's probably not for me. And it's like, yeah, they watched a trailer or they watched the pilot episode and then they left, right?
Opposite, like, oh, like his design work looks so like intimidating and like at a level, and some people like might feel, oh, he's not for me because he's unattainable.
It's like then, so finished and done. It's not meant for me, or
little do they know I'm very attainable.
They don't know.
Say?
I will go to every part. I'm like, when people are like, I don't know if you can come. I'm like, no, I'll be there. I love a party. Invite me. And people, I'll go anywhere for the dollars. Like, tell me where you want. Tell me where I need to show up.
Exactly.
And I think when we're ourselves and people align with us, they're like, oh, okay. Like I can spend time with this person. They're not intimidating to me. Like I can be myself. I can show them my dirty laundry, literally. Because we are, in intimate relationships with these clients when we're in their homes.
I think what you're getting rid of is that feeling of like when people say, don't judge me. But if they see that like in advance, like every time I've shared pictures of my desks and it's messy and it's like, I mean, I'm definitely like a leave stuff out until I have to see it kind of. So I'm not a clean desk person. I'm a messy desk person. And then when people there, it's so random. Like an Instagram story will catch someone's attention because my desk is in the background with stuff all over it. And they're like, oh my God, I love seeing a messy work. Like someone who does that too. And that wasn't even the focus of what I was doing. So you don't even realize necessarily what people are being attracted to and resonating with you, and until they mention it at some point and you go, I really am being seen here. Like people, they're picking up the subtle parts about me, or it's a piece of jewelry you're wearing, or it's very small stuff that people pick up on. That's a lot like what it is when we interact with people in person.
Yeah.
And so I try to remember that a lot about social media, is that there are people who are observing as though they already know you, as though they're getting to know you as a friend, as someone, even if they won't hire you, they want to know about you. They have a curiosity, and you're just nurturing those people.
How like strategic are you with your Instagram? Do you like I don't know, bringing in your filmmaking days? Like, do you map things out, or are you just like, okay, I kind of have an idea and I'm just gonna go with it?
At first, well, maybe it's just like because, practice makes perfect, or we're getting there. At first, I was really like, no, this isn't the caliber of something I want to put out there, especially as someone who studied film and worked in TV. I'm like, absolutely not. The angle is completely
The
what?
lighting.
The color's all off. I'm backlit. What is going on here? But actually, Kaz, one of my designers, she's very social media savvy. I haven't taken the plunge into like full social media manager, like content creator person yet. I don't need that yet, and I don't want that yet. But she's very savvy. This fuzzy microphone, it's hers. So she's helped, she brings her tripod. She knows how to cut and pap cut, all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, you're my girl. This is great. And we work together and make it look good. And she's really honest. She's like, this doesn't look good, and we'll reshoot it if we have to. And it's not perfect, but I think we're getting the hang of, because at first it was like painful. I was, we were start, stopping. And I was like, this is not sustainable. I can't do one of these every week or every couple weeks. It's such a distraction. But now we're getting into the habit. We know how to light it. We know how to set it. We know how to generate the sound bites, and then it's becoming easier. So yeah, I was very much like, I'm not putting this crap out into the world. This isn't subpar. And the people who know me from way back when will be like, she worked in TV? Hell no.
But also the media is so different. Like, I mean, you look at people that, I mean, there's different ranges, but on TikTok, like there are so many of these huge creators that the bar is so low with like what the, I don't know, setup is. They don't care, and they're in bed like with just holding their phone over their head, and it's so
But
like ugly.
I want to be like Doug Friedman, like with a drone while I'm talking, coming while I'm walking.
Oh my God, I know.
Like I'm like, well, he's also a photographer, so it makes sense. But
he totally understands the production of it all, and having that.
As a photographer, though, that is selling his work. Whereas interior designers, we don't really need it to be like a Martin Scorsese film to like sell ourselves.
Yeah. Can I tell you the biggest thing though? The biggest thing with all this like shooting content in the office and stuff is that I was of the belief. So where I'm sitting right now is like one half of the office. And when the wildfires happened and I was partnered with the developer, we had to scale immensely. We doubled the team and we had to double the size of the office. And luckily someone was moving out next door. So we pushed in. And I always thought that studio space had to be like white or like kind of like neutral so that you could see everything on your trays and stuff in a real way without the distraction of things around it. And I mean, looking at where you guys are both sitting reinforces what I'm about to say. This is the only room that's painted a color. Everything else is white shelving, white, just like utilitarian, so you can see everything. And my whole perception in the last year has changed to no, your office should be a reflection of your work and your portfolio. Agreed. My whole thought process behind like your studio has changed. And this might sound so dumb to a lot of designers out there, but I now want it to be a full reflection of one of my projects. So everything I do in here now is conscious of, would I put this in a project? Would I want this in my home? Is this fabric something? Even like we're about to retrofit this whole wall with like really cool cork, like
Ooh,
unexpected,
cool.
Oh
like
yeah. The
cork
texture and the movement of like all that
with the
cut
like
up
color in it. Because I'm
fiber.
like, a pinboard doesn't have to be linen colored. It can be
Right.
brown. It can be purple. Well, probably not purple. Anyways, cork felt like a safe like statement while still being like neutral. But we're also considering. No, I'm not considering. I'm pretty determined to move offices because Hollywood, like we said. But I want a new space and to really put my mark on it and make it like the permanent studio. This was where I moved in when I started the company, so it was like, okay, whatever we
Little
got, whatever.
scrappy.
Like, let me just get in and get going. Like,
Total scrappiness. And now that like it's back to Beau Geste, I really like the saying Beau Geste and better than ever.
I love the like that alliteration or that repetitive sound, like a ba ba ba. Yes.
Also, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Of course I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our show.
Yesterday,
Yes.
I coined the phrase Beau Gesticles.
You know what? So now when you tell clients, like, we're going to do something, I'm going to use all my Beau Gesticles. We're doing a bold design in here.
I'm going
Okay.
to gesticulate gesticles.
Put that
Yeah.
on a hat.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm going to
Big design.
Beau Gesticles the heck out of my office moving forward.
As you should.
And like make it a project.
Yeah, make it a project. Shaun, I've seen a lot of your studio on the interwebs, and like I love that it's like living room, showroom, like designed, and Rebecca, I'd love to see yours someday. Invite me up.
Okay. It's not Beau Gesticle, but
But you have a lot of really surprising moments in your studio that people respond to, that there's color, there's sofas with pattern in the space. Like, you guys have brought in a lot of ideas into that, and it's allowed people to imagine, like, when you guys just had like a white showroom for the furnishings and pieces, I feel like the responsiveness that you've talked about people having when they come in is like they can imagine more now because it feels like a whole environment. Like,
well, and it's memorable. Like, I think especially like up here, there is a lot of California casual up here, and it sells. Like, people love it, and designers that work in that, like, they do really well. But it's not me and my partner that we share this office. That's not our styles. So I do think it's a little bit more memorable when there's more to it. And I think what I struggle with is I just want it to change all the time.
That's fair. Yeah.
it's like an experiment place.
But I can't afford that much experimentation.
Well, yeah,
So
that's true.
I had to put it in my clients. Like, I have to like spend that like emotional want with my clients. But yeah, I
Well, that's
love
like a
that.
challenge. That's a challenge for you creatively to like design something that has longevity and that you'll love, just like you'll provide for your clients,
Okay. All right.
See, he said that.
Challenge
Those are my words of
accepted.
He said that with his
Damn.
full Beau Gesticles. Like,
Very full Beau Gesticles. Oh my
just
God.
standing on all the creativity.
No.
I won't make that a reel. I promise you, Patrick.
Oh my God. That's
I really mean it. I will not turn that into a reel unless you want me to send you a privately
He's
edited
so
reel that you
going
can
to.
send your friends. I won't make that. Like, I think what's really stand out to me about your portfolio is that you're showing a distinct perspective. And how would you describe the work that you're building that you want Studio Beau Geste to be known for?
I mean, at the end of the day, as we all know, it's what resonates with the client the most. And as you build your portfolio, people who desire that aesthetic come to you, and then it's your job to pull out of them, what's meaningful to them, where they come from, like cultural touchstones. And that's something that we pride ourselves the most on, is the initial programming of a project and getting to really know the person and the family and the history and the background, and infusing that into the space, so that a space, even if to the general population looks like a well-designed project, has those little, not even hidden, like the things that mean the most to them. I had a client who he has a lot of family in Israel. He's a devout, he's Jewish, like all this stuff. So we like learned about his devotion to his religion and his cultural touchstones in Israel. He has family there, all that stuff. So we ended up doing a custom piece of art, which was a huge woven piece for like, I actually need to post this video because it's monumental. It's a townhome in West Hollywood, but there's a space in the staircase that runs like 35 feet tall. And we did a woven piece that hangs the whole way down there. And in there is woven Israel's national stone, which I can't remember what it is. But we did the research and we put kind of like the stone in the weaving.
Wow.
So that he has that like, yeah. So like I love, and I'm very grateful that, again, not to toot my own horn, I'm a pretty personable person. Like I can get to know people pretty quickly off the bat. And I love just hearing about their stories, what means a lot to them, where they came from, where their family's from, you know, where they honeymooned, you know, like what hotels they stayed at that they love the design of, anything to pull that in and give back in the project. Like there's nothing better than a client saying, you captured us so well in this concept or in this design. That's the best compliment ever.
Yeah.
Do you have like a specific process that you go through, or is it just through conversation?
It's mainly through conversation. We have all of our programming prompts that some of them are like the woo-woo prompts and a lot of them are the technical, like practical prompts. But I let the conversation flow and you know, go on a million tangents in our programming meetings. And that's when you really know you found the right client. I mean, hopefully it's like the initial call or initial site visit with the client before you sign on with them, where you get the vibes and you're bantering like your best friends.
Like you can already feel like, oh, we're going to be fine. We'll be able to get through all our meetings, no problem.
Exactly. And then from there, if that's good enough, then the programming is where like it gets real candid. And, you know, when they drop their guard, like when they drop their guard and tell you something super personal about them, or if you're talking about a bathroom and they're talking about the bowel movements, like you're like, oh, you're comfortable with me talking about bidets and what we use
need to know. Yeah.
I need to know. I need to know. Absolutely. Every time.
So,
like,
you know,
if you
what do you put
it.
in your bedside table? Just
right.
I don't need to know everything, but
don't
you
have
need
a
it to be
leather
powered.
nightstand, as Shaun would say.
She already knows. That was part of my origin story, was a client who ruined some leather detailed nightstands with silicone lube all over, you know, because it's leather.
Use water-based.
Duh. Like, I did not think I would have to tell grown adults that you can't put lube on surfaces or like acetone. Like that was another one that this was a while ago, but
don't mix up those two bottles.
Don't put like a client wanted to use acetone, like cleaning nails and stuff. Yeah. She was like, oh, I ruined my vanity with this and I don't know what to do. I'm like, girl, you can't use acetone on anything. What are you? No, you can't. I can't get you a surface other than glass, probably, that like you're going to
still scratch.
It's still going to etch it over time if you're putting acetone on something. Like it's a harmful chemical. What are you talking about? Find me something. Like
nail varnish off. Come on.
Exactly.
Dummy.
Like you cannot put it on you can't let it get on your vanity or set those cotton balls down on the wood or on the paint. Like duh, but it's not duh to everybody. Like it's something where a lot of people have never thought about that or they don't. It's been absent-minded that they do it.
Yeah. It is kind of funny.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Our job, just like, I mean, we need to know how people use their shower. Some people have different uses where they need really like heavy-duty things.
Yep. And it's like, it starts with like, what are you doing in this space? Like, what will you be doing in this space? How do you see living life in this space? And then it just gets more and more detailed until you're like, I'm just going to say it. Like, we need to
you and your wife need a heavy duty bench in the shower because like, that's where you'd like to spend your time.
Bench.
Like you like your intimacy in the shower. Yeah. I love that for you.
Yes.
Let's figure out to make sure that bench is supported for both of you.
Yes.
Like, duh. Yes. Tell me. You have to tell me. Or like, actually, I did like a design only like furnishing project for a client who she was like, just by the way, my husband and I can't have beds that are on like raised feet where there's like independent legs underneath the mattress, you know, like how she's like, it needs like a platform base that's firmly on the ground. I'm like, I thank you. I need to know that the bed should not be moving. Maybe we should bolt it to the wall. Like,
and we need to make sure there's a structural beam running in the middle of the room.
Oh my God, for the sling. for the sling that you're gonna ask me for a handyman later or something. Oh my God. Like whatever yes. I need to know what you want. And
I
then
mean, whether it's a grab bar on the wall or a sling in the ceiling, we gotta know.
It's
Studio
always
Beau
good to
Geste
have
has you
extra
handled.
back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is too funny.
This is the intimate part of what we do that if we can't laugh at it, otherwise it's just not, it is funny. It's absurd sometimes. And it's like, that is the point of making the house for one person or one family specifically.
And that's why programming is like so, like, I don't like to leave a meeting thinking, like, will they like this or will this image reference resonate with them? I like knowing that it will because they said they liked something. Or I can be like, this is a representation of your family and in the color palette I'm thinking of using because you're swinging your two kids around and you have two kids. Like anything to just bring levity, but also real touchstones to the programming and the concept is important to me.
So when your programming phase, is that like multiple meetings? Like how are you bringing concept? It sounds like you're bringing concepts at some point.
I'm not bringing concepts to the programming. So the programming is one or two meetings. The larger the scope, obviously, the more the meetings. But just like I said, with the prompts in front of me, I've also gotten into the habit of like recording. Do you guys use any AI to record your meetings now? Yeah.
I need
Got into the
to.
habit of doing that. So I have like the whole transcript or like summation of the meeting, but it's prompted, but then freestyle. And we're talking about where they come from, when did they move to this country, where their parents are, what industry their parents worked in. Like we're just talking because whether or not it pertains to design, it all pertains to their house and how they live. Oh, I just said house. There you go. It should be
Heard
like a
it.
Canadian word.
We heard the
count.
Canadianisms.
Oh no. But everything means something to them. So, and then the good thing is if I forget to ask some of the technical questions, that's an easy like email being like, hey, I'm diving into it now. Just need to get a few things handled. Do you want a handheld shower? Do you want a center? Like
Right.
things that are more like
I forgot to ask you if I always like single basins in the kitchen, but if you tell me you like a double basin, I'll figure it out.
Exactly.
Like, tell
But
me
at
what
least
you're thinking.
that initial programming gives me like so much creative fuel to at least show them something aesthetically that they really gravitate towards and relate to. And then if it is a detail that I've drawn like a double basin sink instead of then they can easily go, oh, I actually like single basins. And then those are easy changes when we get a little bit more detailed.
I'm shocked. I don't think I did realize that you were doing so much work independently away from Studio Beau Geste. And I'm just like saying it out loud just to memorialize the idea that for anyone listening, designers especially, this like design journey and what people are doing and what they aren't doing, what's being seen, what's not being seen is a topic. I don't know how to call this, Rebecca, but like the idea that a lot of us are moving in ways that other people aren't going to see and observe. And we are making decisions for our businesses that are different from what anybody might see at that surface level. And at that surface level, they might not have known, where is all that work going? What's happening over here at Studio Beau Geste? Like, where's Patrick? But then meanwhile, you've been like churning and working nonstop and building. And so I guess I'm saying that out loud for designers who think that they are observing someone else and their journey and what their success measure is against it. It's unless you've actually talked to that designer and understood what they're doing. We shouldn't be assuming how people are moving, the work we're doing, where we're doing it, how we're doing it, because we're truly all accomplishing our goals differently and growing differently. And I would think someone looking from an outside view they're not going to see all those sacrifices and changes and challenges we're going through on a day-to-day basis. So I think that was something that I'm like, wait, I didn't notice that you were doing all that. I didn't know where that work was going. And I think that that's part of the journey for designers is to get out there and talk with each other, ask each other challenging questions. Like you were brave, you were sliding into, a hot TV guy's DMs, like be brave. Like the universe rewards bravery. It rewards doing things.
And sometimes it
scared,
pays
like,
off years later. Like that's something like I always say, like that like Facebook message, that payout was years later, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I a family friend of mine said this to me when I was like in college, but the mom was like, you have a golden horseshoe up your ass. Like things kind of like work out. And I'm like, but if you go through life with confidence and being authentic, that is returned to you. That you get that ROI. Like if you put yourself out there, it'll come back in real ways. And haters gonna hate, but like the lovers will come in spades. Oh no, are you allowed to say in spades?
Is that bad?
I don't know. Literally,
I
one of
don't
my
know.
friends just said it was a
I think
bad
it has to do
saying.
with
Like,
cards,
And is that
but I'm not sure.
no? I thought in spades was like pays you back in spades like a shovel. The spade of a shovel is filled like, and you get like you get spades
That
full of.
doesn't seem right, but I don't
okay,
know.
okay, wait, okay.
Let's live.
Oh, it's not
fact
bad.
check.
Okay, never mind. Great.
Yeah, pay it back. I thought it was like like to get something
gave it a
back in
Google and
more
we're good.
abundance.
Is it
right?
farming?
It's cards. It's related to cards.
It's cards.
Oh, is
See?
it?
Yeah, because
apparently-
I put my
because
stick in my mouth.
spades rank the highest in the game of bridge.
There it
Is
is.
what this says. Okay. See?
That makes sense.
It's not cancel worthy, I'm guessing then? I don't know.
Unless you're anti-gambling.
Oh my
I
God.
always say
yeah.
rule of thumb, or I used to always say rule of thumb, which is kind of rooted in something problematic.
Oh.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Have you not
Is
heard
it-
this one?
Uh-uh.
I don't
Back
know.
in the day, back in yesteryear, when you were allowed to hit your wife with a stick, the rule of thumb was you couldn't hit her with a stick thicker than your thumb.
Oh, hell no.
Great.
Not the
Hell no,
domestic
Steve.
violence.
Yeah.
What?
So anytime someone says rule of thumb, I'm like, don't say that. Come on.
God.
Sorry,
I didn't
did I just bring a downer topic to the?
No, not really.
Podcast?
No, but this is good to know because I didn't realize the
And so, like,
connotation
if
of it
you were
either.
a giant man with huge thumbs that could swing you could have a bigger stick and be stronger to wield it. Like, that's
Yeah.
That's
great.
insane. No, I did not
And you
know
probably
that.
also have some big Beau Gesticles too.
Oh my God. Yeah, I did not know that rule of thumb. What am I going to say instead?
I don't know
Rule,
that I ever.
just rule,
Standard.
general rule.
General rule.
or
yeah,
as a general
rule.
practice.
Yeah,
Great.
general practice.
Love
Rule of
that.
thumb.
We're
General
so elevated.
practice.
We're so elevated with
As
our
a best practice. Yeah.
as a best practice.
Best practice is very
Okay, we just rewrote that for
sophisticated.
everybody who didn't know that is a thing, and I'm glad we talked about that.
Yeah, and you
because-
sound so
for
much more
sure.
eloquent when you say as a best practice.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like puts you back in a power position, I feel like.
Totally.
Or does it sound like HR? It could be that a little bit.
I mean,
too.
when HR talks, I listen. We also don't have an HR department here, so I don't.
I'm HR. No.
Oops.
Oh my
It's all of
goodness.
us.
Wait, have your consent. I don't know how it works.
Well, I also work with is on the cusp of Gen X millennial. She's like the last of the millennials. But I have a Gen Z employee and some terminology. I don't know if you guys are catching wind, and we can't really talk about it, nor do I want to, but some of the terminology that's making a comeback, if you know what I mean, is jarring to me.
Wait, I don't know if I know what you mean.
I don't know if I know all the
Oh
words.
my God, guys, get with the times. Are you guys not working with Gen Zers?
I would say that I am absorbing it mostly through TikTok. And so I'm sure I'm aware to a degree of what you're
I'm raising a
saying.
Gen Alpha, so like she's starting to like be coming into her adolescence of like the slang. Like, so she tests me on Gen A slang, which is a whole nother level. But
Well, let me put it this way. We have a lot of friends who have kids ranging from like, I don't know, 6 to 15 right now. And we were, at a backyard gathering, and the kids that are like 11, 12, 13, they were watching something, and one of the kids said, "That's so gay."
Oh my God.
And they know gay people, and they know, gay Uncle Pat and gay Uncle Shane. And I went up to them and I was like, "Hey, what's gay?" And I just make a mockery of it. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And they just go, they like smirk and they go, "Nothing." And I'm like, "What do you mean by that?" And I totally like throw it back in their face. But kids are saying that's so gay again. And that's what they said when I was like in the 7th grade. So it's like,
And do you remember that Hillary Duff commercial where
Yes.
she's like, do you know how whatever you sound when you say that?
that is.
so
But
why
yeah,
are they
it's
bringing
the
it
same-
back? But
I'm
it's the
not bringing
same.
it back. Yeah, why
No,
are they bringing
them.
it back?
But,
I don't
like,
know.
is it the
These things
same,
are
like?
cyclical, like bell bottoms.
Yeah, they have to bring all of the early
I wonder
stuff
though,
back.
but they also don't have like the criticism of what it means to be gay, like our generation did.
Maybe
the
they
more
mean it
acceptance
differently,
of
but I
it.
suspect they were saying it in a negative way. The R
Yeah, like the
word is
R
making a
word.
comeback.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that too.
Like, yeah. So I don't know what's going on. I'm still taken aback. I don't like the F word. I'm gay and I don't like the F word. Not that F
Mm,
word, but that F word.
I know what you mean.
right.
So like, yeah.
That's
So
one of those, like, it's one of those words where with my friends, I'm like, with my gay friends, I'm like, we could say it to each other, but how you say it matters.
yeah.
Like,
Even
I'm
when I
like,
say it or hear it amongst my gay friends, I'm like, I don't love that word. I don't love it. I don't love it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll say it once in a while, but
probably
no.
similar to the C word.
Oh, I love that word.
But see, I don't think a lot of people would, Patrick.
I'm not offended by it. And I feel
I
like
was
culturally
on
it's so
another
different.
podcast where I said it, and she was saying it too, and she was like, and I was like, can I say that? She goes, yeah, you can say it, and I was like,
Did I
You're
get
like, I'm not
canceled?
sure if I want to
we can't make
anymore.
everyone happy, but I said it. Don't even repeat it. I also said gesticles. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I said.
Yeah. That's interesting about the
Do you
slang.
guys use the C word?
I will. I don't know that I would say it on the show, but I don't know that I wouldn't.
I'm in a similar camp. I do find it, I would say that amongst the gays, it's more common that those words.
Yeah. And like if you're talking like in a serving kind of a way,
Yes,
but
exactly. It's usually in or around the celebration of like drag and ball culture and like truly like Black trans culture created that. So then it's like feels like a celebration of that subculture that built so much of, honestly, like gay culture is built on like women, but like a lot of women and people of color are like the main drivers of, honestly, this is it's not a hot take. Women and people of color are the drivers of most culture that just maybe like most of our culture is driven through what's passed down through women, and like white colonial culture was like no one's culture. It was just like
Yeah.
a bunch of stolen stuff. So
Yeah.
so the
Hey,
folks
watch
without
it.
the power.
I'm from
Yep.
Canada, a beautifully colonized country.
Right. Maybe
Right.
that's why you can say the C word. Because it's like
Maybe because I'm
culturally
British.
like passed on. Yes.
Hmm.
We could own it.
If I need to use that as a reason, I will.
You
I'm
could
British.
also
Yeah.
use the F word if you're talking about cigarettes. So
They do. They
I'm gonna bet
can,
there's a
and
lot
they
of hotties
will.
who are gonna be so confused right now, but I can't wait. They're gonna be like, wait, I thought I knew all the words, and it turns out they don't. But
Anyways,
anyhow,
back to design.
we're designing language. So you have multi-generations working for your office. Does that cause conflict at all?
No, and in fact, one of them just walked in.
Oh, good. Hi.
hey girl.
Does it, Carissa? Come say hi to Shaun and Rebecca. This is Carissa.
Hi, Carissa.
I walked in at Juicy Bits.
Yeah,
You
I was
did,
like,
truly.
I have a millennial and a Gen Z working with me.
Yeah, I'm Gen Z, but I identify as millennial.
She also might be the most mature person in this office, so it's like a
We
very
need that.
confusing.
You can always depend on a millennial to help pull things back together.
Well, that's
like-
me.
Or Rebecca, it's like oldest daughter is usually, you can always depend on the oldest daughter to get things organized again and get people under control.
That's why
I
they
am
had
the
us.
daughter.
Yep.
That checks out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It truly does.
Oh, nice
Tracks.
to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
So do you have any exciting projects you are working on that you want to share, talk about?
The funny thing is, because of like the council design group pivot, there was like that kind of changed the course of the projects and the like high-end design projects.
Mhm.
However, we still managed to get a few under our belt over the last couple years that we are about to shoot. We're about to shoot 3 projects, which
Wow.
is so daunting to me. And they're like pretty hefty shoots. Like 2 of them are whole homes. and one of them is like 50% of the home. So
Oh my God.
September 2nd, probably
My birthday.
mid September 2nd.
Yeah.
Well, we will be
See?
celebrating.
Golden horseshoe again.
Virgo
It's-
eldest daughter.
Love it. And then we're gonna shoot a project here in Los Feliz mid-October. And then so we finished a project. This is the first time I did an out-of-state project in Utah, in Park City. It's been like over the course of the last like 4 years because it was a
Wow.
huge addition with an architect, all this stuff. And
Oh my
we
God.
just finished it last fall. So I'm waiting till this fall, maybe like fall foliage, maybe first snowfall. But we're going to shoot that this fall/winter, which I'm super excited about. So
what
we have
a
a lot of like,
dream.
oh my God. And I'm a skier. So like that to go to Park City for work.
Right. It's right off.
Yeah, I actually never went when it was snowy, except for on a ski trip when the project was over. But that's why I kind of want to shoot it when it's snowing this time.
You should.
Yeah.
But that's big for us because I'm ready to get more marketing material and photography. Like you were asking about curating the Instagram, Rebecca, and it's like I do curate the what's it called? The grid. And a lot of people don't post on the grid a lot anymore at all. But if I'm going to put it out there, it has to be like very reflective of what someone's going to see as like the overall kind of vibe of Beau Geste. And I've put a lot of the projects I've already shot out there, and I still have photography that I haven't posted yet. So I'm just trying to like do that bit by bit. But yeah, I'm
Are you
ready
trying to get published? Like, are you holding stuff back for publishing? Like, do you have a?
No, the stuff that's out there has, if it was published, has already been published, and then I'm just kind of like posting about it. I do intend to get the next 3 shoots published. So I'm kind of like paving the way for that. And then we've signed on a couple really good projects. I signed on my first project down in Rancho Palos Verdes, which
Congrats.
I'm excited about. It's an area that I've like heard about, and like, Cliff May houses down there, and it's kind of iconic. It's also very like 50s, 60s, so there is a lot of that like generic stuff. But if you find the right like beautiful like mid-century ranch, California ranch style home in Rancho Palos Verdes, that's pretty cool. So very in line with what I want to kind of like, put out in the world right
Keep
now.
doing.
And then the big thing is I'm rebranding because when I pivoted back to Beau Geste, I looked at the kind of logo that I did in Illustrator 4 or 5 years ago just because I had to. And I'm like, we could use a refresh. So stay tuned for like soft launch, end of the year, hard launch, January 27 of kind of a new look for the firm, new logo.
Super exciting.
Yeah. And then I want to move offices, like I mentioned. So I'm kind of paving the way. I got a few feelers out for some spaces that we will then like actually treat it like one of our projects and make it a thing. Yeah, invest in it. My sights are set on a commercial space near my now home in Highland Park, where we're street level and it's more community facing or like interactive. Because right now we're on the 2nd story of a really cool 1920s Spanish building, but like we're away from everything. And I'm speaking this into reality. I'm speaking it into existence. I want the new office space, street level. I want to put a little coffee shop or coffee kiosk at the front of it.
Aw.
How sweet. And that would be like another business running outside of that space, which gets kind of drives some buzz, but also is going to keep your team like completely on target. I mean,
oh yeah, caffeinated and happy and matcha and everything. But like
I love that.
I moved to I'm not quite in Highland Park. I don't know if you guys have heard of the neighborhood Herman in LA, but it's just if you go to Highland Park and just go to the other side of the 110, it's this little hamlet. I like to call it a little hamlet.
I love a
love
hamlet.
It's so cute. It's like nestled in between all these parks, and it's a really cute community, but there's no good coffee right there.
Okay.
You have to go over to Highland Park or up to South Pass or down to El Sereno. So I'm like, guys, this is perfect. So stay tuned for that. I have some inroads and things are brewing. No pun intended.
Okay.
Cute. Also, I'm just going to say you should just realize, if you don't already, how very much like a designer to have another business idea at their ready at every given moment.
How hard
Like
could it be?
nothing like an entrepreneurial business owner, designer,
Exact-
creative to go, you know what this neighborhood needs? Because now, see, it's hold on, homemaking to the nth degree. You're doing neighborhood making now. You're going to get Herman a
Community
coffee shop.
building.
That's what I
That's-
want. That's what I
Activate.
want. They just opened
Yes.
up the best new restaurant in LA is in Herman. It's called Herman's. If you come up to LA, if you come down to LA, let's go
Yeah.
to Herman's. Just call me up. I'm a regular there now. And I'm like, okay, now that we have the buzz.
Wait, is this
coffee
the
shop.
martini place?
The teeny teeny, yeah.
With the burger?
Yeah.
Rebecca's coming down on it.
I've already seen
Guys,
it.
come on. Let's have a little let's have a little moment.
literally.
Yeah.
When
It
you
has,
said
like-
that, it reminded me of Stefan
Okay.
from SNL, where LA's hottest new restaurant is Herman's.
They have teeny teenies
Yeah.
burgers.
They
Yes,
also-
like the ice cold. I love a dirty
They
martini.
have
Okay.
teeny teenies.
Done.
Yeah.
And when
if
it's
the
90
glass-
degrees, you could
if you take your time sipping your martini, they will come back around like 10 minutes later
Yes.
with a frosted glass and pour it into a new. Like they take care of you at Herman's.
talk about
Okay, I know what
hospitality.
you're talking about. It's at two ends, right?
No, just one.
Oh, it's not?
From
Okay,
on
never mind.
ON. Yeah, it's written in cursive. It's an easy
Maybe.
mistake.
Okay, that's why. Okay, well, I'll be there soon.
She's like, how many hours to get down there? I think I
I'll be
could.
flying, but okay. I love this. Okay, I'm really excited about all of these things that are going to be manifested shortly.
Mhm.
And how would the coffee shop be structured? Like, is it at another company, do you think?
It's
Or
gonna be
like,
so coincidentally, I had this like pipe dream like a year ago, and everyone was like, "Don't do a coffee shop. They make no money. What are you thinking? What are you doing? Why would you
is a
put that on
lot.
your plate?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I don't really need that right now." And then like months later, again, I was like at the gym and I saw a buddy of mine leaving, and I was like, "Hey, how have you been? How's work?" He's like, "Work sucks, man. Like all I want to do is like give it all up and start a coffee shop." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Dude, I had this idea 6 months ago. Like, should we talk about this?" And we have been talking about it. So
I
he
love
would probably
that.
be like carry the brunt of the operations, and he's like a numbers guy. I would design it, be part of like the starting of it all. And then we would like work managing it together, I guess. I don't know, but I'm doing like a lot of research and development on permitting and all this stuff. And how many sinks you need. Also,
Yeah.
full disclosure, I worked at Starbucks in my first 2 years of college. So I think I know a thing or two about.
You know,
I
another problem creatives have is you're like, well, I have Audacity. How hard could it be? Like, it's
But serious, so I used to work, my first big corporate job was at a coffee company that in Sacramento based, and I was in the marketing department, but so I know a lot of like the back end stuff of it, and there is a lot with the operations, but I do have an old friend that worked there for 20 years, and now he's in Orange County, and he might do consulting. So if you really
I will
want,
happily take an
'cause he knows
introduction.
everything about like the operations side of it, and he now works for the espresso machine company, so he knows all that technical part of it. So
Well, thank God I'm on this podcast right
okay,
now.
I'll
this
give
is
you
that
a
golden horseshoe.
This is
I'm
that golden horseshoe.
saying.
Well, that's why it's also important to speak things into existence. If you don't shout it from the rooftops, how are people going to know what you
So
want to
true.
do? Or,
They have no clue. They're never going to understand it. They don't see it. It's not real until you say it. Like,
yeah.
you have to say things out loud.
So get ready for a little coffee shop action. And me and Dan, my friend, who I'm going to start it with, we're like looking into espresso classes on weekends. We're going to learn how to do matcha. We're going to get the ball rolling on the education this summer and fall, and then. Yeah, we're not going to get a physical space until January at the earliest. So then we have some time to build out and stuff.
I actually know a couple of people that I'm gonna connect you with that are in the greater Southern California area now from that company. So
Thank you.
they
I
are experts. Amazing. Well, I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to go and have a martini and a matcha in your
Yeah,
neighborhood.
start the day. Yeah, exactly. Start the day with the matcha. Have the dinner reservation for the later in the day.
But seriously, come on up. I'd love to have you guys in Herman.
Okay, I'm due for a trip. So Shaun, let's plan it.
I hear you. Can we arrange it where we can like do some vintage shopping when you come down too? Because that would be fun
Plan
too.
it for a Rose Bowl Sunday, and we'll let the rest of the day.
See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Done. Patrick, this has been amazing. Can you tell the hotties where they should follow you and keep up with you and follow, when the coffee shop opens, like where are they going to hear about that?
Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram. It's at patrickm.design, or my firm is at beaugeste.design. And the website is beaugeste.design if you want to see our portfolio in full. The coffee shop, this is kind of like a hard launch of the name if you want me to, but the name of the coffee shop is Trapper Coffee.
Trapper Coffee. Okay.
Trapper
Like
Coffee.
Hunting trappers?
Kind of. Again, I'm playing into my Canadian roots.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. Trapper Coffee. So, and that will be in Herman, a neighborhood in Los Angeles. Come visit Herman, everyone.
How exciting. Oh my God.
I'm so excited.
Congratulations. This is a lot of
Okay.
growth and change in a short period of time. And thank you for being so transparent and sharing, the laughs too with our hotties. We love that. That's so fun.
Perfect. Thank you guys for having me. This has been awesome.
Thank you. And until next time.
Stay hot, designers.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
For more on what we talked about today, check out the show notes.
Your support helps us grow, so share with your design besties.
And subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Our conversations continue on Instagram.
And be sure to download our monthly resources on our website and our Patreon.